Lisa Phillips, where we shine a spotlight on the community and more. I'm your host, Singing Lisa. I'm glad you're here. Uptown Music Theatre presents Disney The Lion King Jr. Friday, March 20th, Saturday, March 21st, and Sunday, March 22nd at Dillon University's Cook Theater, 2601 Gentilly Boulevard in New Orleans. Joining me in the Focus studio is artistic director, producer, as well as founder, and one of the sons, I might add, of New Orleans' legendary musical Marsalis family. It's Delfeayo Marsalis. Welcome, and thank you for spending some time with me.
Yes, ma'am. Glad to be here.
Oh, yeah, it's exciting. We got a room full of wonderful guests for you, and so in just a bit, we're going to hear some great music from the cast of The Lion King Jr., but I have to first start by saying, you have just provided New Orleans and the world with so much great music, the entire family. So, we have to always say thank you because we can never have enough great music in New Orleans. Now, let everybody know what instrument you play.
I play trombone, and I've spent some time in the studios as a producer, and been working with Uptown Music Theatre since 2000, and lots of very talented and great kids have come to our program. We're very proud.
And what was the start of the Uptown Theater? What was the catalyst that wanted to get it done?
Actually, I worked with a different organization back in 1996, and the kids, every year, they would call me, and they said, Mr. Delphi, when are you going to start your own group? And finally, 2000, I said, one of the kids called me in like January, and I said, all right, put June. I just picked an arbitrary date. June the 5th, we're going to start this year. And that's really how it happened.
Wow.
And, the kids came together. And this was, of course, before we had American Idol and The Voice and Facebook and social media. This was early on.
Yeah.
So the kids then, they really needed an outlet where they could express themselves. And we started off with original musicals. The first one was called Kids Town. And then we did one, New Tale of the Old West, The Pirates Conspired. And then about 2010, so it's about a decade of writing original musicals. And then we started with The Wiz. I believe it was 2010 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, we've been doing a lot of the Broadway shows and really trying to give the kids exposure to different cultures and different things.
Well, I was going to ask that because 10 years is to be congratulated because that means you've been putting a whole lot of work in and making lots of differences in young people's lives. And so when you first started and you got into there, what were you interested? Did you know it was going to be musical theater? Or did you know at all what it was all going to be? Or did
Yes.
you just go in?
Always musical theater. I'm a big fan of opera and a lover of Shakespeare, the original Shack. And the differences, of course, between theater and musical theater is that any kid can join. The other thing that we're proud of is that we often don't have an audition process. So we feel that it's our responsibility to put the students in the best possible light where they'll be able to succeed. So if a student wants to be part of the backstage crew, for example, they might want to help with the set design, or they might want to help with the lighting. They also can do something, like technical assistant, learn how to direct, or they can be, somebody can sing and not really a good dancer, we make sure they sing.
So they don't have to feel the pressure to play the trombone.
Yeah, for sure. Not.
Right.
Thankfully, no.
Well, not a bad thing, but of course that really spreads it out for them so that they can actually have the full experience when it comes to theater because there's so much that goes into that production, which everybody knows because you guys have been working hard to produce a great and very well loved play, The Lion King Jr. Because, wow, a lot to follow after the first one and now the junior. So that's exciting. Now, what number are you in the family of the Marsalises?
I'm the fourth of six.
Wow.
So of course, there's Branford on saxophone, Winton trumpet, my brother Ellis, who lives in Baltimore, myself and Boya, and then Jason is the youngest that plays drums.
Now, did you have a choice growing up to automatically play music?
Oh yeah, we grew up in the late 60s, so
Yeah.
my mother, her main concern with us was she was a big advocate of the civil rights movement, and she herself was a feminist, and we always say it was ironic that she only had men surrounding her. She only had brothers and she only had sons. But the thing that was important to her was that we were going to have access to the information that her generation was often refused. And all of my relatives would always tell me, said it didn't really matter what your qualifications were, that the cards were stacked against them to such a large extent that my mother was determined that we were going to have the information available so that we could be successful. So that was the main thing. And the music, it was kind of part of that. But, we used to have family meetings. She'd be reading James Baldwin and Langston Hughes to us. We would laugh and, come on, Mom, what are you talking about? but she had a certain kind of vision about how she wanted us, what she wanted us to represent. And we try to bring that forward in everything that we do.
And that speaks volumes even today, because even 10 years after you started this Uptown Theater.
20 years.
20 years for the theater?
Yeah, so it's 10 years of original musicals.
Oh.
And then we've been doing the Broadway
Okay.
type numbers for it.
Oh,
So
well, congratulations
20 years.
again.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Beautiful. No, that's okay. No, you gotta make sure it's out there, because what I was gonna say is just that it speaks volumes to what was implanted in you, because it has produced so much that you've already been able to pour back into the lives of these young people. And so it's so important that they get to see examples, as you said, starting out as yourself, there weren't many outlets that were available for them. So when you put this together and you see these children come through this program, what does it do for you when you see the process and the progress that they make?
Well, we're proud. I mean, it's funny to me, sometimes we look back at the videos. It's more important when they see the videos than when they first started out. And, we've had 2 students that have gone on to the Juilliard School, which we're proud of. And then one was on Broadway, actually in The Lion King. And, those types of successes, are the obvious ones we're proud of. But we're really proud of the individuals who maybe have gone on and become teachers. They're doing things that are important in the community. And that's really what for us is what's really important, is that they have a good understanding of who they are and what lineage who their lineage is, what they come from, their background, and their people, their ancestors, and that they represent.
I love it, because I've been down this path myself, so I know how important the arts are in school when it comes to singing, acting, speaking, all of that. And so many times that seems to be what is getting taken out of the school. So it's important to have a place like Uptown Music Theatre to provide what sometimes is not always available in school. So I love that. Well, everyone, we are speaking to Delfeayo Marsalis, and we're gonna hear from cast members of The Lion King Jr. They got something special for you, but I just wanted to say, as the young people go through your program, how many has it been? Do you know an actual number?
No, it's been a lot.
A lot.
400 or 500.
Wow, that's incredible. So we just have, the spirit is all over the world, and we know they come right from where the heart of music lives in New Orleans, and so that is a lot for us to continue to be proud of, as we are represented internationally, just everywhere. So we know that people come here to have that experience of music, and we appreciate all that your family has done, all that you've done. And you in particular were on Sesame Street, so I know that having kids in your life with music is important, right? Were you on it, or I heard there was a connection somewhere?
I played the Sesame Street theme.
The theme?
I think Wynton was on Sesame Street. Yeah, I played the Sesame Street theme.
They said, well, he didn't tell us
y'all didn't know that? Yeah.
It was gonna rain when you walked in, but it stopped.
Right. Well, it's a blues. It's a blues, and the kids, they're learning about the blues. They're rather reticent.
Which I think we've uncovered something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Maybe that's the next piece of work.
You don't know what it is. It's cool. But they're gonna sing that Charlie Parker for you, so we're proud of that.
Hell yeah, Sesame Street is the way, that's how we learn. Well, we're excited, everyone, again, to bring to you a part of the Lion King Jr., because you need to be in the place to experience it in its entirety, but you get a little snippet today, so we're gonna present to you the cast members of the Lion King, and then maybe we'll let you guys introduce yourselves, all right? So let's get the song going.
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna do the Charlie Parker first.
Okay, so let's use this mic to maybe turn to play it.
All right,
Or
John.
actually, no, you guys,
Stand up. Stand up. Come on.
see how we.
Shove people in the front.
I'm loud.
Whoever sings the best, get closer to the microphone.
Like always,
Reagan, you sing the
All right,
best.
what we got? Let's do a test, right?
yeah. That's what I'm gonna do.
1, 2, 1. I remember this. Ba-ba-da, it's 3 counts. Ba-ba-da, da-da-da-da-da. You say, da-da-da-da. Which one y'all want to do? Da-da-da-da-da-da. You want to do that one? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. 2, try it. 1, 2. Two, 1, 2. You take from
The second one? The second? The second A.
Yeah. Ba-da-da-da-da, take it. Ba-da-da-da-da. That's right on 3. Ba-da-da-da. All right, cool. All right, now, you ready?
Yeah.
All right.
We doing acapella or?
You're doing
Oh, that
acapella.
one's acapella.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me see how that
Crackle and pop,
sounded.
y'all. Let's go.
Okay.
Off the wall.
Let me just hear how that level was right there.
Y'all come up, son. Come on.
The second A.
Yeah, ba-da-da-da, take it. Ba-da-da-da. Come up, y'all. Come on, I know a little
So-
something about microphones.
Yeah.
You can hit this.
Okay, so we got that, and then